and then he'll tell you lay down, just turn around, don't move. Like, I think that's more painful. That's more painful than like my mom. Like, it's just a burst of anger. You know, you can dodge, you can run, like you'll get hit maybe. But my dad is like, you're
organized beating.
Like, the most organized way.
The MakeGodKnown podcast is a place where I equip second-generation Habashas to know God and make God known. There's nothing that needs to be edited.
You're editing this, please.
So I have a question. What was your guys' first impression of me when you first met me? Because I've kind of known all of you guys for a very long time. Not known in the sense of like I know you guys close, but I've seen you guys grow up. Is that true or no? Yeah, it's been true. So give me your honest opinion of what your first impression was when you first met me.
Well, you're like related to me, so that doesn't really count. So, I don't remember when I first met you. You were always a nice person.
Okay.
Very like you smile a lot.
I do.
Like a lot.
I do.
Even before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very true.
But other than that, I don't remember. It's been long time.
Yeah. I mean, you guys were all kids.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
Yeah.
What was your first impression?
Had to be a while back, but I had to be hybrid, I think, or the adults.
Was the first time you came hybrid, or was it before then?
Like I was here with the kids ministry.
Yeah. I was just gonna say.
Hybrid first started before Pastor Andy even, and then I think I started seeing you around the church more when Pastor Andy came. And you
Hold the mic close to your mouth.
You were just really.
Yeah. Are you nervous? What do you mean?
It's like actually gonna. Is this like
all of this is going in? No, we're not testing that. Yeah, everything.
But I just remember you being really energetic and like you're really passionate about God, and that's not something like I saw often in youth, especially in our church, like especially around your age. Like we would all grow up in the church, and then at a certain age, everyone would just slowly leave. You know.
That's true.
So then when hybrid Pastor Andy came, like you made it cool again to be in the church as we grew up. You know.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's
so interesting. Thank you. That's. I mean, okay, go on. I'm sorry.
I remember like
hold the mic close to your mouth.
They divided all of us into groups like to talk about Christ, and like at the time, like I wasn't that like strong in my faith, and like when I heard you talking, like I just got scared, like the way you were talking about God. Like I don't know, it just made me feel like that, like I wasn't doing enough or anything like that. Like I don't know, I was just scared when I started.
When was the first time you and I met?
I think it was maybe 2 years ago.
Oh, interesting.
Or last year. Not last year, like 2 years ago.
Okay. Got you. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to introduce ourselves, okay? We're going to start with I don't want to say your name. I want you to say your name. Say your name, and then we'll go around. Why?
Wait, so did I just say my name? I just say my name.
Just say your name.
Okay, so my name is McLeod.
Okay.
My name is Mercy.
Okay.
My name is Christina.
Yes.
My name is Lydia.
Yeah.
My name is Ebenezer.
Why does voice go deeper, though?
My name is Etano.
You guys.
Let me do my sorry.
Okay, so I'm not gonna start it right here. I'm gonna start it from when it started recording. Okay.
After I walked in.
We'll see. Okay, we'll see. We'll see what we could do. But thank you guys for being on the podcast. I really appreciate it. No, Wally.
Did you stop?
No, it doesn't stop. That's okay. Hold on, just 1 second. Oh my! Why did you guys get nervous? You guys shifted all of a sudden.
The mic to your mouth? It's not. It's just because I walked in. Yeah,
That was my phone. I apologize. Let me put it on Do Not Disturb.
No, Christina, what were you saying? What? Saying what? I know my mom's gonna watch. So I was making my voice deeper. Oh, like
My mom couldn't find it.
Yeah, I don't think my mic is recording. Oh,
Okay. All right. So okay. So again, thank you guys for being on the podcast. I don't know if they can see me. They can't see me. So this is going to be great. I had a couple ideas on where I wanted to go with this podcast, and I really wanted to like extract as much from you guys, especially you guys being at the age that you are. I really wanted to know like the blessings that come out of, you know, your guys' time or the age that you are, the challenges and all that type of stuff. And then to mix on top of that, like Ethiopia, what is it like growing up as an Ethiopian, like youth, and what was it like going to church and all that stuff. So I feel like we're gonna dive into those subjects, but at the end of the day, the way I do it is we're just gonna talk. We're just gonna talk and we're gonna see where it leads, okay? But here's essentially my first question. You guys are all Habeshas. Are you Eritrean or Ethiopian?
Both.
Okay, you're both. Like a mix?
Yeah.
Okay. Mercy?
Both.
You're both?
But
okay.
like mainly Ethiopian because like I don't really claim the
Claim what? She said claim. Hold the mic, Christina.
I'm yes, mostly just Ethiopian.
Okay, Ethiopian. Okay.
Full Ethiopian.
Okay, full Ethiopian.
I'm pretty sure I'm fully Ethiopian.
You're full Ethiopian. Okay, cool. So I guess my question is, what was it like growing up in a home that is fully Habesha? Like Habesha culture, Habesha tradition, everything that is Habesha. What was it like growing up in a Habesha home? And whoever wants to go first could go. Go for it, Lydia.
Okay. I don't know. It was like a different environment, especially from school. But like I don't know, I grew up like that, and I'm like proud to be Ethiopian.
That's good.
And I speak the language and everything. But speak.
Are you fluent?
Well, yeah, I would say I am.
Okay.
But I can't write.
Okay.
But
But you
yeah,
can
other
speak
than
it.
that, it's nice. It's nice.
So you would say your experience was much more positive.
Yeah, it's like on the positive side. Cuz like earlier before in like kindergarten and all that, I was not like really struggling like through like learning both languages and all that, cuz like I heard lots of people, that's why lots of people like lots of Canadians and all that youths don't know Amharic. It's cuz like they had to speak one language,
which was English.
yeah. But I feel like that was not hard for me. So, yeah. I feel like that's really it. So it's mostly like on the positive side.
That's actually really good. I'm
Yeah.
very happy to hear that. Okay.
Thanks.
What was your experience like, Christina?
Like I didn't really have much of it, like any other experiences. I grew up in like a mostly colored neighborhood. I went to mostly colored school. I went to Ethiopian church. It just seemed like being Ethiopian was the normal for me, I guess. So I guess this year will be the year I see like kind of a different perspective.
Because you're with like what?
Yeah, I'm with a bunch of different kids. Yeah.
No, say what you were about to say.
I was just gonna say because now I'm in high school and it's like a different high school, you know. So yeah, it'd be fun.
Is it your first year of high school?
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Mercy, what about you?
My is this close enough?
Yeah. No, bring it a little bit closer.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. My experience was good. I feel like, yeah, like Lydia said, like I grew up in a Ethiopian, household, and everybody around me spoke Amharic, so like I adapted to that, and like my parents spoke Amharic to me and stuff, so I speak that now, and I feel like it's like I feel like Habesha parents like they like pressure you like in a sense where it's like, oh, to do good in school. I feel like all parents do that, but I feel like it's like, oh, like they say, oh, do good in school and stuff like that, and then if you don't do good in school, like they take something from you, or like for example your phone or something like that.
As like a form of punishment.
Yeah. So, yeah, but.
Okay, I really want to get into what you just said right now. Feel the pressure. Did anyone else feel pressure in the home? Huh? You did feel pressure in the home? Okay, we're gonna get on it. Okay. How about you? What was your experience like?
My experience is like I think almost like every Habesha.
Mm,
It was like living in a Habesha home with, and I have like three siblings, so it's like loud, chaotic most of
yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
And I didn't learn like the languages, but like I can understand. So it's like I don't know, like that's something I just pointed out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, okay. So I really want to go into what Mercy was saying. So just again, with a head nod, did you guys relate to the idea that there was pressure in the home to like really be maybe perfect, or like for instance like really keep your school grades up? Like it could be different forms of pressure, but have any of you guys felt that way? And if so, like talk about it. How about, because you have the mic, you could talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely felt pressured in like by my parents. Um, by like I felt pressured into like doing good in school and getting like top marks. And I've also been like pressured, I guess, as the oldest, I had to be like an example for my younger
The
siblings and my
siblings.
cousins, for
Mm.
like everyone basically. So I definitely did feel pressure from my parents to be like this kind of perfect academic child that they wanted. So yeah.
What did that do to you?
Um, I guess like it kind of made me a bit distant from my parents,
Mm.
cuz I don't know, like being distant from them kind of took some of the pressure off. So it did, yeah, make me a bit distant from
Wow.
my parents.
I
Yeah.
relate. Like I really relate, and you could pass on the mic to whoever wants to speak first on it, but I'll share my side. So yeah, 100%. I think I was not, like, for me personally, I was not the smartest in my home. I, even though I was the older brother, I had a younger sister, and she was much smarter than I was. And I was basically like not the one who's academically like smart in school. And so I felt really like I needed to like measure up to become like the older brother, the example, the one who had like the really good grades and so on and so forth. And I think the reason why I'm I want to go in this direction is because I feel like there's a lot of Habishas that go through it. And it would be nice for you guys to share your experience in it, because I think it could help a lot of, Habishas that are, watching the podcast or listening to the podcast to see that they were not actually alone. Like, we would be surprised how much Habishas relate to us in terms of our experience. And then really coming up with a solution on like, how do we overcome the pressure? Like how were we able to get out of the pressure, and then even try to build a close relationship with our parents after being distant with them, like for such a maybe long, it might be like 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. I know for me, it was quite a long time, like a really long time, until I actually had to be intentional to actually build a close relationship with my parents, because the distance was easier, right? So, like, share if you guys felt that pressure, like, what did that look like for you guys? Yeah, go for it,
Like,
bro.
yeah, growing up, Habesha also the stuff
A little bit
was,
closer to your mouth. Yeah.
yeah, there's always, being disciplined. There's, you know, uh, basically like it feels like you can't make a mistake. But as I grew up and realized is, yeah, she was right about the distance thing. Distance is so much easier. You could just build the distance, and then maybe if they don't bring it up, I won't bring it up. The pressure's not there and stuff.
Mm,
But as I grew up, and I'm done high school now, and I came out with uh, communication, bro. Like I
mm,
realized, like I used to think like if I told my parents this or that, like they would still see me as a kid, or I'll be punished in the same way. But my parents had a lot more faith in me than even I had. So like when I sat them down and I told them my circumstances, like they were so cool about it. And I
Wow.
was so glad to get it off my chest to them.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's what I realized.
So communication was a huge one for you.
And like at the moment,
Uh.
that was the most difficult thing to do. Like
To communicate how you actually felt.
Yeah, and then telling them like what I wanted to do with my life compared to what they always thought I was gonna do with my life, and then like just building up the courage for that was the hardest part.
Mm.
Then once I told them, like they were so chill. And
Wow.
I just love my parents for that. Like they just pushed me to be the best.
Yes.
I could be.
Yes.
But they saw like if you come to them with valid, they just want you like. And then they told me like, all those things we wished on you as a kid is not because like they wanted to reap my benefits or anything. It's because they just wanted to see me live my best life.
Wow.
So then, yeah, when I told them like this is what I want to do, and like this will be the outcome of what I'm gonna do, and they saw like I had a strategy and I had a plan with my life. That's all they needed to see, really. So like,
dude, so you talked to them, and you told them this is what I want to do, and then what really surprised me about what you just said is that you even told them the outcome of what you're trying to do. I find that to be really amazing because I think we stop at this is what I want to do, but we don't like really talk about the outcome of what we want to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's where sometimes the relationship between us and our parents gets a little bit frustrating because we think like they don't support what we do, but I think they are looking for the fruit of what you do. Like, is it going to make you happy? Of course, there's the traditional mind, like, is it going to make you money and like all this stuff? But more importantly, they're out for you, like the best of you. So, bro, I commend you for like doing that because that's really, really cool. Did you guys communicate like, or is it still a battle right now? It's okay.
For me, like growing in a Habesha household, I feel like it was kind of different, like the opposite as McLeod. Like since I was like the youngest child, like my parents slowly became more lenient. Like I have two older siblings, and like a lot of the pressure, like it led more to my sister. Like if I needed help, or my brother needed help with something, they would always ask my sister. Like they expected her to get better grades. Like they were more lenient on me and my brother. But now that I'm in high school and now they're seeing my sister successful, like she's in her second or third year of uni, she's doing like medical science or something like that. Now I feel like that's where majority of the pressure to me is coming towards. Like they want me to be like my sister. Like,
Interesting.
up to her.
Interesting. So like you have a sister that's accomplishing every dream of a parent, which is like to be like a doctor essentially, or like a lawyer, engineer, like one of the three. And now you have that pressure on you, like to really be like her. Do you want to be?
Well, I don't want to like follow the same paths. See, I'm trying to like build my own narrative, but like still like it would be nice to like be successful like my sister, like look at her like a role model.
Absolutely. So kind of like what Etanan was talking about. Have you communicated? You have it? Why haven't you?
Well, it's not like, it's just I never saw it like because their pressure, like they tell me like every day, like come on, you have to do good in your school. Like now that you're getting older, like this is when your sister, she did this course in this grade, so now you have to do it. But like I still never saw it as like something that's like detrimental to my life yet. Like later on, I feel like when I'm in grade 12, that's when they're gonna be more strict to me. Like they're gonna put more pressure. But now, like I'm still able to like manage myself. Once they get too crazy,
get too crazy. That's funny. No, thank you for sharing that, bro. Yeah, that's really, really good. But yeah, how about you? Bro, you went from la 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 to like the most quietest person ever. Actually, all of you, to be honest with you. Lighten up. Do we need like do an activity to lighten this place up?
Let's not do that.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay.
I don't know, cause like my parents are not like I've talked like I'm really good with my parents. Like we have a really good relationship and all that, especially like my mom and stuff. So I'm good with them, but I don't know. Like I've told them like this is what I want to do and everything like that. They're just like, if you graduate high school, if you do like if you have a plan after that, and if it's like successful, period.
They're good with it.
They're good with that. They just don't care what. Like, they don't want me to, like, they don't, like, want, they're not going to force me to be, like, a doctor, a lawyer, and stuff like that. Like, they're not that type of people.
Yeah.
And it's, like, really, like, surprising, especially from, like, Habesha parents.
For them to respond in that way?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm glad.
I'm seeing a similarity with him because he was just, like, when he communicated, I'm sure you felt, like, surprised. Like, bro, like, what? Maybe they are more understanding than we think. Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta go do it.
Yeah.
Just like
you just gotta go do it. Yeah, absolutely. I just want to say something just to maybe even release a tension of some sort, and I felt it. We're not in any way, shape, or form blaming our parents, nor are we saying like they suck or anything like that. We are just sharing our experience. Right. And then trying to figure out a solution to that. So I don't want you thinking you don't need to talk because you feel like you're going to blame or like cast a shadow over your parents and stuff like that. We're just sharing our experience. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They worked very hard for us.
Yeah. Go for it. What was it like for you?
For me, like one thing my dad has always said to me is, I don't want to like work so hard, come from different places, labor so much just for you to end up in the same position as me.
Wow.
I'm so serious. In fact, actually, this is funny time because last week I went with him to his workplace and he does like physical labor. I think he'd be okay with me saying this.
Okay.
But he does physical labor and I was helping him and I was like, this is fun, but I would never want to do this. And he was like, yes, and if you do end up like this, I'll be he never said he'll be mad or anything. He just said I'd be disappointed because I've worked so hard and I somehow found a way to get from Ethiopia with 3 kids to Canada with this job. And if you are already starting on such a head start, and if you end up the same place as I am,
he'll be disappointed.
Yeah, he'll be like, how is this possible? If you literally have not even like seconds, but like miles away, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
That's how he tells me it. But like growing up, I actually had kind of an opposite experience than from you. I've always grown up like the kind of the smartest child in the house. But even though I've grown up like that, they still even they kind of have higher expectations for you than they do with some of your siblings. For example, for me, I would always get mid 80s high to low 90s all my life easily. And then they'd be like, get 95, get like high 90, something like that. Or like improve this, join more activities, but always make time for your family. It's kind of like a plate that can never be filled, or it actually overfills, you know? But for me, it was like, yo, I just want to keep where I am right now. And then when I started junior high and then now I'm in high school and stuff, it was like, now I can't just like glide by. I have to work harder. And when you work hard and you have the same expectations as you did a couple of years ago, then that work starts to become an even heavier load, you know?
Wow.
And then it would kind of build up and build up and build up. And then I remember in the previous year, I lived up to the expectations by becoming the director of school spirit at my school. I actually started a debate club. I like joined a bunch of clubs. I helped run school. I got like a bunch of things done. But because of that, my grades took a little toll. I still got honors and stuff, but like it was a toll for me personally.
Yeah.
And because of that, you kind of realize like you have to give up some stuff. So like with me, more of my academic pressures do come from my parents with them like limiting me, but they always try their best. But it also comes a lot from me because I know my potential, but sometimes it's just hard to get there, you know?
Interesting. That's so interesting. As you're talking, I'm relating not to the smart part, but like, and I could no, I know, but not to the like academic part. To the part where the part where it's like, I know I could do better, but I'm really like lacking potential. You guys are good. You're free to just be free. Just be free. I think that might be someone's phone over there. You grab it if you want. Yeah, grab it. Yeah, grab it. Yeah, grab it. So for me, I felt like I really struggled with knowing that I could do something, but not being able to do it for multiple different reasons. For me, and I'm going to propose it, I'm going to put it on the table for you guys. But for me, I really struggled with like failure. Like, if I do this, I'm going to fail. So therefore, I'm not going to pursue it. Because if it's just going to be me failing, then I won't do it. So on one end, I really had a like lack of, I had a self-esteem issue. Like, I really was not confident in me or in my ability at all. So it really hindered me from achieving my goals. And me pastoring, for the years that I pastored, I would obviously get into a lot of conversations with a lot of youth and young adults. And one of the most common, like, factors with each and every individual that I've talked to when they want to like reach or attain a goal is failure. Like, they're scared to fail. So they don't like pursue, or they're completely unmotivated. Like, totally unmotivated. So they don't reach their like actual potential, like, at all. And so, does that relate? Does that resonate? Like, is that a thing that maybe currently going through? Or is that something that maybe you guys have overcome? Or is it different? Is it different from failure? I'll ask it like this. If you guys have a goal, are you guys super motivated to reach that goal? And what's stopping you from reaching that goal? Go for it.
I actually feel like I have the opposite problem, if it is a problem. I see failure. Sorry, I see failure as like an opportunity for me to learn, but then I become overconfident in something, or I like don't plan enough, or I'll have an idea and I'll just be like, I can follow through, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, yeah.
But because of that, like in a lot of things, like I haven't gone fully through, and I've had to like let's say I just lose sleep, or I'll just like have to work a little bit harder. But sometimes it's like the thing will fail altogether, and then I use that as an experience for myself. But in most things, for me, I actually don't like see failure as something bad, because that's like actually what my parents taught me. They said they like whenever I fail something, my mother especially, she uses it as kind of a learning experience for me. And thank you.
Were you trying to take the mic from her?
No, she's trying.
Oh, she's trying to get it. I thought she was trying to stop you. Like, bro. Okay.
And then my like dad also used it. I remember last semester, because like that's the most recent, I guess, experience for me, when it was my first time not getting honors. So like that, my dad used that as an experience. He said, Christina, that means you can't have too many things on your plate.
Wow.
'Cause I had a lot of things on my plate.
Wow.
And like I feel like, because we all grew up in Habesha homes.
Yeah.
And when we failed, we would get beat. We get the
Yes.
on us
Yes.
or something.
Yes.
And
I got the
like,
belt.
Right?
Yes.
Right? We got everything.
Yeah. Different tools. Yeah.
They just use anything lying around.
To whoop us. Yeah.
It was like a charger.
Yeah. Charger.
But
That's the next question. What was the craziest thing you got whooped by? Yeah.
But,
Sorry. Okay, go on.
But like, because of that, because of those experiences, I feel like we all just like, whenever we would see something, or like we might fail, we'd be too scared because of the things, or like the places we've grown up in. We're like, if I fail, something horrible could happen to me.
Wow, that's good.
It's just been dug deep into our soul.
That's good.
But then when we get older, like as Itanim was saying, like his parents became more chill, because now like they're letting us like learn from our mistakes and like grow from it. And I was talking about this earlier, but like 1 Corinthians 13 verses 12, I think. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I spoke like a child. I acted like a child. I thought like a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things.
That's right. So
then our parents, when we were children, they took care of us. But now, since we're becoming grown, when we're becoming like men and women in Christ, of course, because of that, then we put away the childish things, and we learn from these things, and we eventually become
what our parents want us to become, you know?
That's right. Hey there, amazing listeners and viewers. If you're enjoying my podcast so far, I have some exciting news for you. If you want even more exclusive content, behind the scenes insights, and extra perks, then head over to my Patreon right now. By becoming a patron, you'll unlock benefits like early access to episodes, Q&A sessions with guests, and special bonus episodes you won't find anywhere else. Your support on Patreon helps me create the content you love and allows me to improve the show further. So don't miss out on this opportunity to join my exclusive community. Visit the description down below where I provided all the details and direct links. Your support means the world to me. But now, let's get back to the episode. Thank you for being an awesome part of the journey. Really good. That's really good, Christina. Okay, someone was passionately wanting to grab the mic, so give it to Lydia.
No, I didn't.
No, you did it. No. You literally were like this.
I did this because it was like right over
here.
Oh,
okay. Okay, got you. I misinterpreted. I apologize. Okay, who wants to go? You have a thought?
Can I pick?
Yeah, choose.
I'm picking.
Okay. I love it.
I don't mean to sound like arrogant in any way, but I like failure with me, majority of the times when I feel something I put my mind to, it's like a third party that's like, for example, like I guess like when I was working out, right? Like I had a goal, I wanted to like enlarge in my biceps. So
enlarge? He said enlarge in my biceps. Okay, go.
She can't curl 20 pounds, but so I was working out every day.
Yeah.
I remember I got in trouble at school, and it just put like a bunch of worry in my. I guess that's my fault too.
Yeah.
But then it just made me stop working out. And for example, like when I was like, I had a goal to make my high school basketball team, and then I would go to the gym every day. But then my parents, like, they started telling me, stop, you're going too much, putting too much stress on your body. And then it just stopped me from going. I still achieved the goal, though.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't think it's a good thing, too. Like, I feel like she said, like, failure leads you to success. Like,
absolutely.
You need to take some L's in order to win. But
absolutely.
Like, there was even a point out in my life, like, I just thought I was doing too good. Like, I got scared. I was worried that something bad was about to happen. But
I love that for you, bro. Honestly. That's great. That's motivating. I just asked it because I don't know if, like, that's why I'm asking the question, right? Like, I don't know if you guys have been through that. I don't know if it's just like my generation type of thing, or if it's actually something that like you guys deal with too.
I think it's because we're also younger. We have like a safety net for failure. I mean, we all have parents, and like we really have nothing to stress about at the end of the day. So like we know if we try something and fail, there's still like a bottom line that'll hold us, you know. And as I've been getting older, I've been seeing like, you know, failures can be expensive, or they can be hurtful on you. So like, you know, and then they start becoming a bigger risk to take as you grow up.
Wow.
So like, you start like, you know, my dad always tells me like, you know, you have no family right now. You have no wife, no kids, no responsibilities. Like this is where you need to go out, try everything you can, and then if you fail, you know, you're still here.
Yeah.
But as you grow, you realize like time is valuable. The amount of time you spend on something just fail, you see that as just time you threw out, money, resources you put into something to just fail. You'll see that as, you know, a waste too.
Yeah.
So like as I grew, I realized like, yo, some things you just can't fail in.
Yeah, that's right.
Stay on point.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really
good. It's scary sometimes, but
yeah, absolutely, because there's more risk involved. Yeah, absolutely. So this is really good. I want to kind of not necessarily stay on the same topic, but I want to ask another question because I'm very, very curious. The first question is, what advantage do youth of this generation, like your guys' generation, have that could really help the older generation? Make sense? Okay. And then what are the biggest challenges right now in your generation? Anything. The biggest challenge that is in your guys' generation right now, and it could be anything. Okay. And then the second question is, what advantage does this generation have, like you guys, that could really help the next generation?
I think the answer for both, for me, is the same.
Okay.
The access.
Interesting.
The access we have to like everything, like right here, and our knowledge of this like can really help the older generation. Like, our parents don't really have access to info technology like we do. So like just
Wow.
that knowledge can really help the older generation, but I feel like that's also our downfall, like of
Mm.
how short our attention spans are, and like how we can't focus on one thing for a long time. We tend to give up on everything a little earlier. Yeah,
Wow.
I think that's what.
That's a really okay. So you were like, whoa, like that was my. You relate to?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Because for me personally, like the reason that I like can research things, the reason that I like can find a bunch of things so much easier is because of technology, because of the internet,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
of Google.
yeah.
But because of that, there's also there's downsides. Like with great power comes great responsibility. Like
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually my favorite hero, but my dad would disagree.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm serious. He thinks Spider-Man is demonic.
Yeah. Really? Does he actually?
He was
I mean, can you blame him? Like
we were buying a
he looks
backpack.
like a demon. Like his suit.
My dad was
His
like, a
suit.
spider bit it. Like, what else
Yeah,
can
yeah.
you say?
No. I'm my favorite superhero is Spider-Man too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But because my parents think the exact same.
Do they? Yeah.
He was like the demons behind it. But like because of that, you also have to like know how to like control it. Because if I'm on like TikTok, actually I don't use TikTok. I actually use Snapchat Reels, which is a bit embarrassing, but I like it. But like I'll go on it and then I'll just scroll for like a good 15 minutes, and then I'll be like, okay, I have to get off. And then if I get off, like sometimes some days I'll be like, yeah, I'm on point. It's been 15 minutes, and then I'll be like, wait, I forgot to text back my friend. I'll go on it, and then I'll like click my story, and then right under the story is a reel. I'll click it and I'll keep watching, because of that, like we have so many opportunities, but we don't use it in the correct way.
Wow.
And just as Italian was saying, like I was thinking the exact same thing. Like if our parents had this, they would like I don't even know where my parents would be. I don't know where my dad would be. I don't know where my mom would be if they had this type of technology. But like the same thing goes for us if like we have this technology and yet we spend so much hours of our day just watching things that are so useless. Like I saw this like fact the other day. It could be, maybe it's not, but it was like your screen time right now, if you keep going on it with like I think an average of like a 5 hour screen time would take out 15 years of your life at the total, or was it like a 10-hour screen time, one of it. And I was like, yo, I don't want to.
So if you have a 10, sorry, let me get that correctly.
I'm just gonna search it up right like when I give the mic, but like it was like a year to 15 years of your life would be taken off, like
by having 10 hours of screen time
in a day. Yeah,
in a day.
I'll check it out though. Like
That's
I didn't want to
crazy.
like be like
Yeah.
But
Wow.
it's also like what are we like wasting our time on? Like if I went back and I was like watching a TikTok, the past 5 I would not remember. The past 10 I would not remember.
Yeah.
There's no point of it whatsoever.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
But like yeah.
I feel like you want to say something. I feel like you want to say.
Like, what's the biggest challenge? No?
Yeah, what's the biggest challenge for this generation? And then the second one was, what's the greatest advantage you guys have to give to the next generation?
It may not be like the biggest challenge, but like just kids' different needs to like want to fit in. Like for example, like you have kids like innocent kids, like they don't know what they're doing, but let's say they don't have friends, like they'll just try their hardest. Just like for example, like if they see their group of friends doing bad things, like all falling under the influence to other people too. Like I feel like this generation, like they get influenced so easy. Like there's people that I know personally, like I never thought they would do like some of the things that they do. But it's just they're just so easily persuaded through sinful things. That's like how did you
deal with that? Yeah, like what, like if you were to speak to another youth face to face right now, which you are technically doing via online, like how did you overcome that pressure, bro? Because I'm sure it's hard.
Well, for me, like as a kid, like I surrounded myself with a good group of people. Like I was always friends with a bunch of Christians. Like even in the church, I went to this place called Africa Center, and I grew up with the same people majority of my life. Like 10 years I went to the same people. Like we went to the same school, right? So that's why I wasn't really surrounded with that pressure until I reached high school. And coming to high school, like it's not like I just know like my parents, they did too much for me to like fall into this path. Like I just think about my parents, I think about my all my family, the how hard they worked for me, and then I realized like how would I just disappoint them? Like what would they think if I did this stuff? Like how disappointed they would be. Like for me personally,
Wow.
one of the only things that makes me sad is like seeing my parents sad. Like,
Wow.
so I just couldn't imagine.
Yeah, yeah. So like the consequence of disappointing your parents outweighs the pressure to succumb to the, you know, the culture or the people.
Also, like surround yourself by good people too.
Yeah.
Me personally, like majority, actually, all my friends, like they don't do that type of stuff.
Wow, that's really good. So like basically surrounding yourself with good environment, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's really, really good. Go for
Sorry,
it. Go
I'm
for
gonna
it.
forget. That's
Yeah,
all.
please.
No, like what he said. Surround
Yourself with good people.
with really good people, because that's who you reflect yourself as,
Absolutely.
and you would learn a lot from them.
Yeah.
Because like the people that you act, like the way that you act, it's like the way that your friends act. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you surround your friends with bad people, you would start acting like that. And like surround your friends, like be the image of God as well. Like reflect yourself. You know what I'm saying?
To be an example.
Yeah, to be an example and all that. And when you do that, lots and lots and lots of things will change. I feel like,
Have you seen that personally in your life,
yeah,
Lydia?
I have.
Mm.
That's like lots of things would change, and you would just feel so much better.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
yourself, you
Absolutely.
would see a difference.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
would see like a big difference, and it's just like an amazing difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like you would be so much more closer with God. Your relationship would be much better, and it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's really good.
Yeah.
You guys want to say something? You guys are so quiet.
Yeah, like
Yeah. Talk.
you can talk.
You go and bring the mic close to your mouth.
Okay.
Okay. We're all eyes on you. Now all the attention's on you.
So, like Lydia was saying, like exactly what she said. Actually, my dad always used to tell me that whoever, like, for example, you if I know you, no, if I don't know you, and I know your friends, then I know how you act, because then like
You are who your friends are.
yeah, exactly. And since you like surround yourself with them a lot, like you'll become like them. So if you have a bad group of friends, then you'll become like you'll get those traits, and then you'll become bad as well. And then if you have good friends and like a godly group and stuff like that, like you'll actually like adapt to it and stuff like that, and then you'll
Wow.
become godly
Yeah.
and like good. And also for what Itanen was saying about like the technology and stuff, I feel like yeah, that's so true. Like we have so much access to technology, and like technology has evolved. Like for example, you know how like we just scroll on TikTok. Like if people don't use TikTok and have Instagram, there's still Instagram Reels, so you can just scroll. And then people don't use Instagram and TikTok, and then you use Snap, then you can. There's still Snap Reels, so you can just scroll. And my mom always tells me like, you don't know your time. Like when you just scroll on TikTok like all the time, like you don't know where the time goes.
Time just goes.
Yeah, it just flies by so fast.
Yeah,
like the minutes just go by.
Yeah.
Or, like and the hours.
Yeah.
And then, like for me personally, like I don't spend a lot of time on TikTok, but you know, like if I do, if I'm on TikTok, then like it's just scrolling. I don't know. I don't check the time. You know what I mean? I just scroll, and I feel like that should like change, because it's not good for you, because I could be doing so many things. Like I could be like, for example, in the nighttime, like instead of scrolling on TikTok, like I could be reading the Bible, or I could be reading in general, or studying and doing my homework. But yeah, and so yeah.
That's really good. Thank you. How about you, McLeod?
Yeah, like what all they said, like what all like what they said, like they it all has truth to it. And like what Mercy said, like instead of scrolling on technology, so like TikTok, Snapchat, we could be like building our relationship with God, and that has more like purpose for us, instead of like losing hours and hours on temporary entertainment, when we could just be focusing on God, which is like the long run.
Yes.
Like building our relationship with Him.
Absolutely. What is it like following Jesus in high school?
Hard.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is it hard? And
Um,
then you guys could weigh in on it.
yeah, it's hard because I guess you kind of feel like you stand out from everyone else and like peer pressure, like what Ebenezer was talking about. You want to fit in.
Mm,
So being like a Christian, like kind of like in this world, it's hard because you want to fit in, you want to be like, you want to do what everyone else is doing, but at the same time, you like want to follow God and have like your future like secured like in heaven.
wow.
But yeah, so it's kind of like a dilemma that high schoolers have to deal with, especially like Christian high
Yeah, yeah,
schoolers.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
Wow, that's really good. Yeah, go Mercy. Go. Yeah, take it. Take it.
I feel like for me personally, um, most like for me personally, I feel like in school and stuff. Sorry.
You're good.
In school and stuff, I feel like um I take advantage of God's like forgiveness. Like for example, if I do something like if my friends are doing something and then I want to do it, I'll be like, "Oh, God's such a good God. Like He'll forgive me later." You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Like,
Wow.
He'll forgive
Sorry,
me
that
anyway.
fascinated me. Okay, okay.
Like, He'll forgive
I
me
was very
anyway.
dramatic there. Sorry.
Sorry.
Okay, go on.
And then like it's like, oh, he'll forgive me later, so it's fine, right? But like obviously I've stopped that now, like that was before. But uh yeah, I feel like taking advantage of God's forgiveness is a big thing because I feel like that's a bad thing because you should just not do the bad thing in the first place. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, sorry. I was very dramatic there. I didn't mean to be dramatic, but I just related. I related to when I was like in high school. Well, actually, no, sorry, not in high school. A little bit after high school, I had the same mentality. Like, it's okay. Like, I'll just, God will forgive me, So I'll just do this at the end of the day. So, anyways, that's why I was like, really? Okay, go on.
oh, sorry, can I say one more?
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, like Makli was saying, like you want to fit in. Like it's just like, oh, like whatever my friends are doing, I want to do it. But like, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of Christians, like they just, you know, say God's gonna forgive me later. But you want to fit in with your friend group.
Sure.
And then like just like we were talking about before, like oh we change, and then we change our friend group to like the godly people, but from the bad. You understand? Like
so the friends that we used to have that were just like doing all the bad things.
And then you want to fit in with them.
You want to.
But then
you change your friend group to like Christian friends. Wow, that's good.
You can go, but I just wanted to say the statistic because I found
Okay, yeah,
I was just searching it up.
Sure.
It was if you spend 5 hours a day, 13.7 years of your life will be taken off between the ages of 14 to 80, and if you spend 3 hours of your day on your phone, 9 years will be taken off.
Brother, I need to check my screen time.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Wow, thank you for sharing that. Okay, go for it.
For me, like following Christ in high school, like overall it wasn't bad, but like one thing that I feel like I struggled with is like not revenge but like retaliation. Like when someone would say something to me, like I would always have the need to like say, like I would, and then there was a point where I was like generally trying not to say anything back, but like when there's like a bunch of people and someone just says something to you, like I always had a need to want to say something back until like recently, like I've been starting to control myself a little bit more. But like another problem, I don't swear, right? But like when I'm with a group of people and I like everyone's just starting swearing, right? Like it just like in my mind, like I'll notice like some swears will come on my mind.
Yeah.
It's just like when I'm surrounded.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's not like they're bad people.
Of course. Yeah, I mean it's back to like Mercy's point, right? It's like we become whoever our friends are. So if like our friends are constantly swearing and like it's so natural for us just to pick up on it, and just like next thing you say something and you're like, where did that come from? And it's like immediately you start to think, okay, what have I been watching? Who have I been with? And all this stuff. And it's relatable, like of course it happens. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, following Christ in high school. I feel like it was way harder in high school than it is now.
Because you're out of high school.
Yeah. High school, you're around so many different people
Yeah.
that you don't know, and we live in such a sensitive culture to anything really. So like, you never know how someone's gonna respond to what you say to them. So that was something I was always scared about. You know, like you would always find like instances to talk about God, and you're like, okay, what if I tell this person about God? How would they react to me? Would they look at me weird after this? If I told them about God, would they change how they see me and stuff? So that was always scary. But my friends, like, I wasn't really close with my high school friends.
Mm.
Like, I had my church friends,
Yeah.
my high school friends, and then like my personal friends from home.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like my high school friends didn't really influence me a lot. Like I tried influencing them as much as I could, but yeah, it's just because you're so like you seem like you're with a lot of people, but you're really alone in high school. And when you're alone like that, it gets tough. I mean, like I guess the stronger your relationship is, how close you're attached to him, is, will see if you make it out or not. But,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, like physical proximity with people does not equate that you're close with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could be in a room full of people that you see as like your really close friends, but really all you had was time that you spent with each other in physical presence, right? And it's not until you actually begin to like let yourself be open and let them see you for who you really are, where you actually become close friends, and not just people that you hang out with. You know what I'm saying? So now that we're kind of on this topic, right? And I really want to ask, I know we said that it's sometimes hard to follow Jesus because we want to like fit in, right? Is that because we feel like we have, I'm assuming, I don't want to project. I really want to know what your guys' opinion is. But is it because maybe we have a low self-esteem? Like, is it like, are we not confident in ourselves to the extent that like we should? And then we would say to ourselves, you know what, other people's opinion don't matter. Because what really does matter is what I think about following Jesus and what God thinks about following him. Is there a self-esteem issue in this generation?
100%. I mean, that's the reason we seek validation from other people, no? Because we ourselves don't see like ourselves as whole, I guess. So we try to fill that with, compliments or other people telling us we're enough. So, yeah, it's 100%.
Yeah. Wow. You said yeah. Go for it.
No, he's just right. No, it's right.
Every single person here, I'm pretty sure understands the part.
Go for it, bro. If you want to say
it
something.
was kind of different, like, cause I would never try hiding my faith, like, especially like I came from a school where like my friends would be Hindu, they would be Sikh, they would be Muslim, and like a thing we actually used to do was like we would get into a call in like in the middle of the night, and then we would all like not kind of like debate each other's religions, like we point out facts, we would point out like if there was like contradictions in one religion, like we just all pointed out, and together we would just share our religion. So like that's why I didn't like, I was never scared to share.
Got you. Yeah, because you had an open space to do that. That's very interesting. Yeah. Go for it. Who wants to take it? You want to say something? If you guys want to say something.
No, I'm still thinking.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, yeah, self-esteem like definitely has a play in our relationship with God, because like what Tanim said, like we seek validation from other people instead of like seeking validation from God.
Yeah,
which is what we should be focused on. And yeah,
that's good. That's really, really good. What's the strangest item you guys have been beat by?
Yeah, that was the question.
yeah.
strangest, or maybe maybe not strangest, most common. How about that?
Now Lydia wants to talk.
Most
Like,
common?
Most common, most strange, most hurtful thing you've been whipped by.
my dad slapped.
He's
That's it.
Bro, I'm being so serious. It actually
said-
hurts. It hurts worse than
I
the belt.
said-
Yeah, no, it actually hurts worse than the belt. I promise.
yeah. Your dad's hand.
Yeah. Like,
Wow.
It goes faster than lightning.
My dad doesn't wear belts anymore. But before he did.
He used to. So the belt was it for you.
Oh, 100%.
Wow.
Both of our dads.
100%. Even my dad would like sometimes when she has a sleepover or something.
'Cause we're
Oh, they
cousins.
don't care.
Just beat the both of you guys.
Yeah, and
Wow.
sometimes we used to like climb the roof. That's
Of the house?
of the house.
Wow.
Wow, we used to get
Incredible.
yeah. Just like,
So the belt for the both of you guys.
like
Huh?
a
What do you-
I've been hit with like anything my parents find lying
right
around.
beside them.
They would take even if the lamp.
But give her the mic, bro. Give her the mic. Give her the mic. They would beat you with anything and everything.
Anything and
Wow.
everything. I'm telling you right now, like if they see this, Mom, I love you. Dad, I love
Yes,
you.
of course you do.
I know y'all have changed.
Of course you
God
do.
is good.
Amen.
But anything they would see, I kid you not, they would see a flower.
Yeah.
You see that flower right
Yeah.
there? They'd take off one of the stems. They'd beat me with
And beat you with
They'd
it.
see a hanger, like they'd rip it
A
apart.
hanger.
Oh, a hanger, yeah.
Right?
I love it.
Got broken
You know-
so many times.
They'd be like, how's the hanger break? Oh, I stepped on it. Like, no, I didn't.
That's funny.
No.
Was
But there was
Uh.
also they also say the reason why we hit you is because we love you.
Oh
you guys don't believe that?
No, yeah.
No, we do. And it's like
Spare
says
the
it in the
rod, spoil the
Bible
child.
apparently. Does it say
see.
it says it in the Bible, right?
Spare the rod, spoil the child. I think.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Samuel Teka, and I am so excited and thrilled to announce that my course, A Meaningful Life, is out and available now. If you're a person that lacks confidence and also clarity in what your God-given meaning is, and also have a hard time identifying what you love to do, which creates this sense and anxiety that we're not making a difference where we are in the world, this course is for you. I've created this so that I want to equip Christians to live out their God-given meaning, to identify what they love to do, and ultimately make a difference where they are. So for more information on that, I want you to go to samuelteka.ca/courses, and I want you to live a meaningful life. Now back to the podcast. So did that make it better or worse?
Worse.
No, but like now,
Yeah,
like I know,
Yeah,
because they love me. and all that.
but
Like,
back then,
back
no
then,
way.
I
All you felt
something
was the
they-
pain.
Oh no,
Yeah.
hatred! Like,
Yeah,
why do you hate me?
Like, yo, why
They
you
were so creative with it too.
Yeah.
I think they wanted to do it for fun.
Absolutely, absolutely.
For fun, they were bored.
you wasted your child?
Go for it, go for it.
The most common one I'll say is the hand, but like to get specific, like that PS3 thing that they plug in the back of the PS3.
The wire?
That one was like, it's like
Wow.
it's like it's giving me trauma just thinking about it. Like, that one was for sure the most painful.
Did we forget the Kunta chat?
Oh
Where
yeah.
they would take you
yeah.
and they twist
Yeah.
him around.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
pain
I
scars.
remember that.
Oh my god.
Go for it, go for it.
I don't really get hit anymore, but the wooden spoon.
The mama side.
It's
Actually,
just the wooden
yeah.
spoon.
The mamasa.
Mama,
That's what it's called.
Huh? What is it called?
Mama.
Mamasa?
One time I spared myself from beating because my dad was gonna hit me with a mama side, and it's called a mama side, right? So I said only moms can use it. He didn't beat me that day.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was.
My mom
yeah.
uses the wooden spoon. My dad uses the
So you.
Wow, so they have specifically designed tools. Itana, I know you definitely have.
My mom is anything. But my daddy's organized beater. Like he will never chase you. He will never like him. He'll tell you to go bring him his belt.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
do it yourself.
Yeah.
And eventually, like me and my brother caught on, so we know which belts hurt.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
ones don't.
yeah.
And then if he sees you with like multiple layers,
Yeah, you're done, bro.
we used to just get the least painful belts, and then he'll literally ask you, like he'll be like,
He'll ask you which one you want to
No.
get beat with?
He'll say, how
Oh.
many hits do you want? Or he'll say, how many hits do you think you deserve for what you did?
Wow.
You'll say a number. And, like, you can't go too low of a number, or he'll boost it up for you.
You can't go down.
But if you go too high, he'll just agree.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
It's always a dilemma.
That's hilarious.
I remember Magic's number was just always like 5, I think. And then I'll say 5, and then he's like, okay. And then he'll tell you, lay down, just turn around, don't move. Like, I think that's more painful. That's more painful than, like, my mom, like, it's just a burst of anger, you know? You can dodge, you can run. Like, you'll get hit maybe, but my dad is like, you're gonna get
organized beating.
Like, it's the most organized way.
Lay it down and everything. What's the craziest story that comes to your memory? Like, one crazy story where you got beat, bro.
Yeah, when I was in like grade 5.
Bring the mic close to your mouth. I want to hear this.
Wow. I threw out my report card. And that...
You threw it out.
And only my little brother knew, Jonathan. And we were coming home from school.
Yeah.
So he saw me throw it out, and then he's like, oh, I'm telling you. I was like, yo, please don't. But he didn't tell on me, and then, like, we just saved it. Like, he didn't say anything. And then one day, I don't remember what I did, but I just made him mad. And then he went, and he's like, yeah, like, last week, he kind of threw out his report card to my mom. And then, like, she was just like, what? Did that? And then me, like, that day I was gonna run away from home. Like, I was just so scared. But then, like, she was really calm about it. And then I was just praying she doesn't tell my dad. But that day, like, she just told me, like, go in the room.
Wow.
Yeah, I just had to wait it out.
And you waited it out.
Like other days, to avoid beatings, you fall asleep. Or I pray.
Yes.
Praying, like,
Yes.
if she comes to the room,
yes.
I'm my knees praying,
yes.
like, she'll leave me
How can
alone.
you pray when you're beat? How can you get beat when you're praying?
That day, like, there was no mercy. Even Jonathan got beat for, like, he saw me and he didn't tell right away. He kept the lie.
So he got beat for that.
He kept the lie until he was mad at me. So, like, both of us. Did your dad find out? Nah, she never told him. She never told him, but yeah.
I don't think they're gonna watch this, to be honest with you.
She handled it herself.
Yeah.
And then he never found out. Maybe if he did, it was like months after. But yeah, after that day, it was wraps.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yo, what got me was the organized beating. He said lay down, bro.
And then he always tells you, like, beatings are for donkeys. Like, he says humans aren't supposed to be beat. Like, I try to tell he's always like, I want to advise you, right? But, like, and the thing, you can't argue with his beatings. Like, he's so right. Like, he'll never beat you on the first time you make a mistake. He'll sit you down, and then he'll be like, I don't like beating my children. He's like, that's for donkeys. We left that back in Ethiopia. He says, here, we like to advise you guys. And then he'll make the same mistake second time. He'll take you to the room, and then he'll just let you go. And then the third time, he's going to say, give me a number. How much? And then... On your knees?
Tembarkak.
That was really for me. Like, that's what I did to my little brothers. I was too grown for that.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hold on. Get the mic. What?
Wait, is it just me who's had to hold the pillow for hours? Because my dad, he's not just a beating. My mom is like, just as his mom, burst of anger. My dad has tactics. Like, he would make me hold the pillow. Regular pillow. You hold it for a minute, you're like, it's fine. He say, if I see you move. And it's like, it's kind of so funny.
I did this one.
So many people. Yeah, so many people go through this, not just Habashas. But I would hold it. And I remember one time, my arm is locked. My dad said, put your hand down. And I couldn't. I'm so sorry. I got beat for that, actually. So it's very funny.
That's funny. I remember that, actually. I would have to hold something for, like, hours.
Maybe, like, hold my phone. Or hold
Yeah.
Wait, actually,
and you can't move.
Or did I have to go to the doctor for that? It was one or the other. No, it's fine.
What's the craziest beating story?
Me?
Yeah. Or did you get beat? No,
I did.
You did?
I can't really think of a crazy story.
Okay, yeah.
But the only thing is, like, it's not a beating, but my dad would make me kneel down and put my hands up, but not only put my hands up, he will make me go like this because, like, and it's tiring. It get like after 10 minutes, it just gets tiring.
Our parents are great, bro.
But
I've never heard of this one. What does that even mean?
But how I know that, like, my dad is mad at me is because, like, when I make him mad, he's quiet, and then he calls Ethan or Asher, and he's like, bring the belts from the room right now. Yeah, and then I would run.
They're running.
The brothers, yeah.
My brother runs.
No, exactly.
He runs in
He
support.
runs to get the belt, and I'm just sitting there like, well, that's it for me. No, but what's it called? I used to. No, this is just funny. Like, has anyone else? I feel like we've all done this. Like, we're all on our phones, like at night, and we just see our parents coming, and we duck under the covers.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that. No, because listen,
I have that. I have a story for that one.
I memorize my parents' footsteps. Like, I can tell
Yes.
if it's my dad or
Yes.
if it's my mom coming down the stairs.
Yeah.
And what's it called? And no, my dad's actually crazy sometimes. Like, I was on my phone or laptop, I forgot. But my dad, like, he sneaks down, like, down the stairs. And sometimes it's so quiet you can't even hear it. And then he comes to my door and he swings it open. And once I ducked so fast under the covers, like, no, I thought I was gonna die that day. Like, he came over, he was like, tiptoeing towards me, and then he pulled the cover, and I was like,
Yo, I just imagined that whole scenario just right now.
I was so scared. And then he just told me, get up. Like, I saw you. I was like, well, that's it. And then he just took my laptop and my phone, and I was crying.
That's hilarious. I remember a friend of mine at the time, his name is Danny, and I was sleeping over at his house, and I think you guys might know his mom, but anyway, she's really, I don't know if I should share her name or not, but we were sleeping over at his house, and it was really late. It was like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and we were laughing obnoxiously, and then his mom heard, and all of a sudden, what we hear from downstairs, she busts open the door, and so that's when we did what you did. We immediately hid under the covers, and at the time there was a bunk bed, so I was at the top of the bunk bed, he was at the bottom. And all of a sudden, the door opens up, and she grabs, I don't know what she grabbed, but man, when I tell you she beat the living life out of him, she beat him so hard, and I'm underneath the sheets, and I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard. And he's like, Mommy, stop it. Mommy, stop it. And I'm telling you, by tears, like, I'm crying. I'm crying so hard to the point that she sees the blanket. Like, and she says, Anta, you're going to get it too. Then she freaking... And then that day, bro, we were scarred since that moment. That was...
And then you got me too.
Huh? I got B2 because Habesha parents can do that.
Yeah,
They could beat
shame.
other people's children.
And not only they could, they do.
They do. They beat other people's children.
You know what happened one time? My mom, when she's mad, she does not know what's happening, right? One time, she was mad at Caleb, my older brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she was about to hit him, but we had our neighbors over, like one of our friends.
White
Kid.
kid.
She hit him.
She did, huh? Yo, shameless. I promise you. Shit, that was...
It was silence.
You guys literally could have got reported.
No, but like his dad is.
He's on that level.
Oh, he's on that level.
He's on that level. Yeah, like a Habesha level.
They're Habesha
Yeah. So he didn't care. I love it. You know, we talk about these stories though, and like other people could hear it that are not Habesha. Well, actually, Africans, I think in general could like just relate, like just African in general. But like Canadian, like white people, that's a no-no. Like it's a no-no. Another one's yes, absolutely. Yes.
When we first came to Canada, I remember one of my aunties, you know,
I think so.
if you maybe saw them.
Yeah, if I saw them.
Like, they're really whitewashed.
Okay.
Like
Habesha
Habesha
whitewashed.
Yeah,
Okay.
they've been here a minute. So when we first came, like, they were just like telling us about everything, and then they were telling my parents, like, here, like, you don't beat your kids. And then I remember my dad was just like, Yep. Okay. Yeah. Don't be... And then my mom, no. And then she's like, no, you can't like be like here. You're gonna get arrested. She's like, I don't care. She said, I'd rather be in jail for the rest of my life than see my kid going down the wrong path.
Wow.
And me, I'm
yeah.
in the back of the car like, yo. Nah, like I thought coming to Canada was just yo. Like,
no, it was
beatings.
no,
She was
no.
like, no. I will, like, if he's doing something wrong, I will beat him.
Absolutely, it's biblical. Yep, that's the excuse too.
So me and Lydia, we grew up together all our lives. I'm gonna tell the story of the candy. Remember? Me and Lydia grew up together all our lives. Like we're cousins by law from our childhood to now. And we've been through like a lot of stuff. And I remember this one time, me, her brother, my sister, Lydia, and was it Sarah there that day? When we went to Circle K? We were like 9, not even 10. Like we didn't have phones, we had nothing, and we had coins though. We had money, and we also had an ambition, and that ambition was to get candy from the store.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know where Circle K was, but she knew. And since we were the smallest and skinniest, they were like, "You guys can do it," because we could go through the fence or go over the fence easily.
Yeah.
But my mom came randomly. She was like, I'm going to pick you guys up. And it was like a 3-day sleepover. So we were like, oh, that's fair. And then their mom was like, play in the backyard until we're done talking. And you guys know Habesha talking like an hour, 2 hours.
Yep.
So we're like, we have time. So we devised the plan that me and Lydia would go over the fence, buy candy from Circle K, and come back.
That was the mission. Yeah.
And we were like, that's simple enough.
Yeah.
So we go over the fence easily enough. We go to Circle K. We don't have enough money, but they're like, just take whatever. And we leave. When we come back, the second we get to the fence, Lydia's mom is like, hey, where's the kids? And then, sorry, I can't even kid. They're like, where's the kids? And they're like, we're outside, Mom. Caleb says we're outside, Mom. And she comes outside, she's like, okay. And then she closes it and she's like, and then I come up the thing, right? And she's like, wait a second, where's Christina and Lydia? I fell backwards. And it's like a tall looking fence. It was like
a hill
right?
behind the fence.
Yeah, and then I fell backwards and she's like, where's Christina and Lydia? And then they're like, we don't know, probably upstairs. So her mom is going upstairs. So then they quickly do me and I dropped the candy already. I'm like, the candy isn't worth my life because her mom will beat me as well.
Absolutely.
And my mom and her will be a tag team. They will both be
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Together.
So then I went over and then I dropped the candy. I'm like, Lydia, it's your turn. And then her mom comes. She's like, Lydia's not upstairs. And instead of like a phone, like, where's Lydia? Where's Lydia? She has a bell in her hand. And she's like, where's Lydia? Where's Lydia? And she sees me coming over the fence. And she's like, Christina, because I'd never lie. Like, back then, and I stopped. But like, I don't lie. And I won't lie to parents either. Like, I'm scared of that.
Yeah.
She's like, Christina, where's Lydia? And I'm like, I don't know. She's like, where's Lydia? And I'm like, I don't know. She's like, tell me where Lydia is. And I point behind me. And then she comes and she sees Lydia.
Where's Lydia? On the floor?
Behind the fence.
The other side of the fence.
Lydia has 2 options. She can either somehow find a way to jump over that fence and be like, I'm sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
Or she can run the opposite direction.
So what'd she do?
To where and go around.
So
right?
what happened?
So Lydia's like, screw this. She ran the opposite direction.
While her mom was looking at it.
Her mom already knew what Lydia was doing. She was already halfway out the door. Her mom goes around, and Lydia's at the end of the thing. We're like, Lydia's gonna make it. Lydia's gonna make it. When Lydia gets there, her mom is standing there with a bell.
Wow.
And she beat her. The scream went through the neighborhood. I've never seen a kid be like that. We did snuck out after that, but like, wow. We had bruises. We lost all of our candy. That was actually the worst part. We lost the candy. I had scrapes, cuts, bleeding. My mom was like, damn, like, good for you. She was like, go Bez. And I didn't come back for like 3 months. And that was hard.
Gosh.
There.
Crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, bro, I feel like we have a little bit of counseling we all need, to be honest. You're good? You've gotten over the trauma? Okay, so one last question and we're done. Ready? What's advice you would give youth, young adults that are your age right now, in this very moment? Advice that's practical enough, but also something like that could really help them.
Like advice on what? Like
advice on like life. I know it's so general. How about life as a Christian?
Okay. Life as a Christian.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess not to like kind of fall for that peer pressure, which is like
Mm.
easier said than done. But yeah, like if like for people like going to high school's probably like the hardest like 3 years like that, and it like really tests your faith
Yeah.
in God.
Yeah.
So I guess like just try and push through like as hard as you can, and even if you like stumble and like you fall into sin, like God will still like he'll still be there for you, waiting with like open arms to
Love
take
that.
you back.
I love that. Thank you, McLean. That's good.
For me, it's like don't wait till later.
Mm.
So like many people say like, oh, I'm just gonna accept God later because I have so many years to live and stuff like that. But like, just don't wait and like do it now while you can, and so that you can not only like do like so you can grow in your faith with God while you're still young, because then you know what I mean? Like don't wait till you're older.
That's good. Love that.
I have advice, but I also have like a warning.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Prophetess.
my warning is like for me, like rest, like sleep. It's not even rest, it's just sleeping. I love it so much. Like I feel like
Sleep.
sleeping.
I
Bro,
love
when
it.
I was younger it was a punishment. Now it's like a reward.
Wow, that's good.
I'll go to sleep and I'll be like, wow, like I'm not sleeping 2 hours of sleep this night. I'm having like a good 8 hours.
Yeah.
Right? But like the problem is because we're so sleep deprived, I feel like especially as high school students and like university student. Are you a university student? Yeah, a university student. It's like we just need that sleep or we long for it, you know. But we often forget that Christ himself gives us rest, you know.
Wow. Mm.
And I remember like there was this point in my life during my finals, and I was so stressed and I did not sleep at all. Like I remember I pulled 2 all-nighters in a row. I was literally surviving on tea, not even caffeine, tea.
Mm.
And I went to class and I was just sleeping in class. And then during that time I didn't read my Bible or anything. And I would just long for sleep. So then the next couple of days I just slept and slept and slept. But I slept like I just wouldn't like seek rest within like my refuge, my strength, my like God. Instead I would just seek rest in the worldly like type of rest, which is sleep.
Wow.
And of course that's like good, but we also have to remember that like everything on this world, Jesus said that the moth will come and destroy, which also includes our sleep. We don't sleep in heaven.
Yeah.
God will give us rest. So I just want to like tell people like if people are listening, like what's it called, that like you shouldn't like sleep as much as we do, because sometimes I'll sleep until midday past it, and I like that, but it's honestly not good for you because like the things you do in that time is so useful. And then my advice is just to stand strong in your faith, and like honestly that's so much easier said than done. Like I'll literally like I'll be at school and somebody will be like mocking Christianity in like some like microaggression type way, and I'll just be like, that's so funny. But then it's like you need to just like lean on Christ as your foundation, as your rock, because he's like the one that in the end will always uproot you.
Wow.
Who will keep you safe during the storms and your trials and tribulations. And like when you really like seek the kingdom of heaven first, when you read your Bible as much as you watch some shows, when you pray as much as as much as you eat food, like, because as Jesus said, he will like fulfill our hunger, he will fulfill our thirst. When we do that, that's when we truly realize how much like nothing on this earth can satisfy us. But in reality, even a taste of God will give us more than we ever need, you know?
That's
But
really
that's what
good. Thank you, Christina.
Yeah.
That's
Wait.
awesome. What?
Oh, let me think first.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Advice. I just want to say, like, life with God is just so free, and I used to think the other way around. Like, life with God is very enclosed, and you're like kind of trapped, and then the world is very free. But there's so much like bondage that comes with the world and sin, and worldly things just lead to. There's so much things it leads to, and just recently coming back to Christ and stuff and building my relationship it's been so free and so peaceful for me, and that's not like what I thought. And
Wow.
I was watching when Sammy was talking and on this podcast last week, and
Yeah.
he was saying like he thought life with God would be so boring,
Yeah.
but life with the world was so painful.
Yeah.
That's something that really clicked for me.
Wow. That's really good, Tony. Thank you. He said, "Don't fall in love."
Joke. For for me, like,
Bring the mic close to your mouth. Yeah.
one thing I would say is that like this is more targeted to like those who don't have a purpose. Like, because I feel like if you feel like you don't have a purpose in life, like your life it'll just become sad. Like you're just gonna get depressed, like knowing you're living like living for nothing. You're just living a blank life. So I'll say let Christ and faith be your purpose, because then it'll act as a compass, and then it'll lead you to it'll endly lead you to a passion. So just let faith be your purpose.
Wow, that's so good. Amazing.
So, one thing that I've actually had on my mind recently is that what the enemy can't destroy, he distracts. And it's just like the enemy could come in many different ways, like school, friends, family, friends, like lots and lots of different ways. And I feel like we just have to, like, when we read the Bible, when we pray, when we build up our relationship with God, we will notice the difference. Like we will notice how the enemy's coming.
Yes.
And that's when it mostly comes as well.
That's right.
When you're building up your relationship with God. And it's just something that I've had on my mind, and it's just like been like tough. It's gonna be tough. Absolutely. We're gonna have struggles.
Absolutely.
We're gonna have trials. And I feel like we could do that with God's strength.
Exactly.
And that's the only way we could do that.
Exactly.
So just don't forget, like, God is with you.
Absolutely.
Your whole journey. And just have faith in him. Yeah. He's coming soon.
Amen. Yeah, absolutely you can. Yes, of course you can.
I also wanted to add one more thing. Like, abide in him. Like, speaking from experience, like, as much as you think like he can't hear you, like in your like when you're low in your point in life, and like he can hear you. Like when you're crying out to him, he cries with you. Like when you're happy, he's happy with you. You know what I mean? Like, so anytime like you're having struggles and you think he can't hear you, you're like, God, like you're crying out to him, he can hear you.
Wow.
He's always there. Like he's always there. Like as much as you think, oh, he's not there, but he's always there. So just like have faith. And if you have that faith, like even as little as a mustard seed, like, you know.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. Thank you. All right. I want to say this last thing, and then we'll be done. I want to make sure I choose my words very wisely and carefully. First thing that comes to mind is how proud I am of all of you. The reason why I say this, you better stop. This man said. I'm really proud because I think there's a lot of youth that are lost right now. Like a lot of, not just youth, there's young adults, and there's also adults. There are older people that are lost too. But for the context of this conversation, your guys' generation, there's a lot of youth that are lost, and it's really amazing to see the maturity like on all of you guys. Like it's remarkable, and it's very rare. Like we don't see this often, especially among the like in the Habesha world, you know. And I just want to say that I'm super proud of you guys, like how seriously you're taking your faith in Jesus, you know, and just how close you guys are together to encourage one another, but also challenge one another, and also keep one another, you know, like protect each other from, you know, the stuff that is out there, you know. And so number one is I'm just really, really proud. You guys are like all amazing, truly, truly all amazing. The second thing that I want to say is that stay close with each other. Like truly, like sometimes, you know, when Christians accept Christ for the first time in their lives, it's hard to let go of their old like friends and their friendships, but they don't realize and acknowledge that there are friendships in the church that are awaiting them, and that the struggle that they go through is also the struggle that the other Christian has gone through. And so when you guys stick together, you guys actually become stronger. You guys actually become better, and you grow and you mature more clearly just by the conversation that we've been having. And so stick with each other, man, and continue doing what you guys are doing, because it's really amazing. So God bless you guys, seriously, for taking the time to be on this. It's really, really cool. And maybe we'll do it with maybe even more people. Get like some thoughts and stuff. All right, guys. Peace. Hey, Samuel Teka here again. I don't mean to bother you, but I just wanted to quickly remind you, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, what are you doing? Subscribe right now. And listen, if you're already subscribed and you want to be notified on when the videos come out, click the bell button on the top right-hand corner of the YouTube page. And listen, I'm also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So if you want to go check that out, check out the description down below. All right, guys, have a good day.